Moscow and the neighbouring Kyiv finally agreed to observe a ceasefire in the east of Ukraine. The talks in Paris proved fruitful after more than 8 hours of negotiations on the hot seat. Earlier, uncertainty loomed over the conflict-ridden country's future after Russia began troop buildup close to the border with east of Ukraine. Reportedly, the Paris talks saw discussions about resolving the separatists fighting in eastern Ukraine since 2014. But the bigger question remains whether Russia wants to signal a thaw. So far, this ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine can be seen as a positive step. Since 2019, this is for the first time that Ukraine and Russia agreed to sign a joint statement along with France and Germany about the ongoing conflict. The four nations are collectively known as the Normandy Group. Moreover, the joint statement commits both sides to an unconditional respect for the ceasefire. It also mentions a meeting in 2 weeks' time in Berlin. Western countries have been raising their concerns over the latest flare-up in the situation. Fearing a potential ground invasion by Russia, NATO allies sent additional troops and military equipment to Ukraine. On the other hand, Moscow claims its actions are necessary to secure vital security interests. It rather blames NATO for undermining the region's security. Ukraine had been a part of the Russian Empire for centuries. Later, it became a Soviet republic, dropping its Russian imperial legacy. That's how tensions grew further between the two neighbors as Ukraine began forging close ties with the West. Then came a big decision that changed world history forever. Former Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych rejected an association agreement with the EU in favor of closer ties with Russia that eventually led to mass protests and his removal as leader in 2014. Russia, in turn, responded by annexing Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula. Pushing the boundaries further, Russia supported a separatist rebellion that broke out in Ukraine's east. This is when it became a diplomatic challenge as Ukraine and the West accused Russia of sending its troops and weapons to back these rebels. However, Moscow denies these allegations, saying that the Russians who joined the separatists were volunteers only. Putin's government has been quite critical of the US and NATO allies providing Ukraine with weapons and holding joint drills. Russia do not want to see Ukraine in NATO. Other demands include a halt to any NATO drills near Russia's border. Moscow also wants NATO to withdraw from Eastern Europe. It is to be noted that Ukraine is not a NATO member, but it wants to join in. If you found this video informative, please subscribe to our channel, The Vocal News, and don't forget to like, share and comment. You can also follow us on Facebook and log on to our website www.thevocalnews.com for latest news updates.